I'm going to talk to you today about the four phases, the four phases of a woman's cycle. Did you know that a woman has four seasons, four inner seasons, just like we do outside in nature? We have an inner winter, an inner spring, an inner summer, and an inner autumn. When we start to really tune in and feel these seasons within ourselves and within the women around us, we can truly start to experience such a deep, profound magic and synchronicity between us and each other and the rhythms of nature and the rhythms of our own bodies. And we can really start to harness the energy to be able to maximize our days and our months and just our lives in general. So we start on day 1, and this is the first day of menstruation, otherwise known as we start to bleed. And day 1 is our inner winter. This is a time of deep rest. The more that you can rest, the more that you can slow down, the better your life will be and the better that your whole entire cycle will be. And the more that you can really start to incorporate super deep rest, literally by being and laying down as much as you can. And even if it starts as simple as just carving out like an hour for yourself to take a bath or do some journaling or inner reflection, but minimizing exercise, minimizing cooking and doing chores, and just utilizing the first 1 to 3 days of your cycle for deep rest. And this is going to set the tone for the rest of your cycle. This is a time where you can really start to gain deep insights within yourself, and it's the most inward point of this whole entire month, and it's our deepest connection to ourself. We're the most contracted inwards. If you think of deep winter, the snow is falling, it's cold outside, you do not want to go outside. This is that same exact feeling. You just want to cozy up with a blanket next to the fireplace, and this is the menstruation. This is what inner winter is all about. This is usually from days 1 to 5, maybe 1 to 7. And then we move into our luteal phase, our follicular phase. I was just talking about luteal phase. So then we move into inner spring, and this is follicular phase. This is the flowers start blooming, the days start to get a little bit longer, and this is the time where we want to start kind of going outside, maybe starting to work in the garden, and our energy starts to come back online. We start to pick up our exercises at the gym. Our energy starts to come back online. I want to start socializing, do YouTube videos, and starting to just like really start accessing this implementation moment of all of the insights that I received from menstruation and from that deep inner winter time period of reflection. And then we move into inner summer. And inner summer is the point of ovulation. And ovulation is when the egg releases from the ovary and lives for 24 hours, no more than 48 hours. And this is the only point that a woman can conceive. And conception means that the egg is there for fertilization. There's more that we can dive into this. This is such an incredible process. But the egg, for sake of ease right now, let's just say the egg releases, and then it's there to potentially be fertilized by a sperm. And this is only a 24 to 48 hour window of when a woman can conceive. When I first learned that, I was just mind blown. I was like, what? How did we not learn this in school? Because I would have been I thought that we could conceive at any point of the whole entire month. This is not true. You can only conceive in a 24 to 48 hour window. But sperm can live in a woman's body for up to 5 days. So this is why our ovulation period is about 5 to 7 days long. You only ovulate for about a day, but this period of time is about 7 days long in duration, and this is inner summer. This is when we want to go outside, we're more beautiful, we feel more radiant, we're very much in our feminine flow, and this is the point where we're socializing, we can really pick up our workouts, we are fully in our bodies and just fully external in our world and in our environment to socialize, to serve others, to be around other people, to be implementing full force, full throttle. We have so much energy and it feels like we can just keep running and running and running and running and running. And then after the egg releases, ovulation comes to a close, and then we move into inner autumn. And inner autumn is the luteal phase. So the luteal phase is when all of a sudden you start moving just like in fall. You start kind of going inside a little bit more, you're kind of still inside outside, the weather is still a little bit nice, you're floating in between, but you know that winter is coming, so you're starting to prepare, you're starting to slow down, you're starting to wrap up your projects, maybe your workouts starting to slow down a little bit, you're not really feeling like socializing a ton, and this is the time period of transition, knowing that you're about to go into inner winter again, should you not have conceived. So when we start utilizing these seasons to our benefit, one, you can use this as a natural form of birth control by using a basal body temperature thermometer and checking your temperature in the morning, checking your cervical fluid. I would highly recommend reading the Fertility Awareness Method book, Taking Charge of Your Fertility. That book changed my whole life, so I will not get into that right now, but I would highly recommend that book, and we can start using these cycles to our awareness to be able to almost like hijack our body systems and know and plan around these cycles and our phases to be able to plan our business, plan our social events, plan our trips, our travels, our time for downtime and rest, and we're able to fully maximize these cycles to come online to really enhance our lives and bring this incredible superpower into activation. And knowing, even if you're not a woman, but knowing your sister, your friend, your mom, your partner's cycles, you can start to work with her and know, okay, she's coming into inner winter, I'm gonna start making more of the meals, I'm going to start doing more things around the house so she can rest. Or she's preparing and I'm gonna leave her more time to be alone and tend to her so she can tend to me when she's in her inner summer and inner spring. So there's begins to start being this shift and this balance and this dance that is beautifully interweaving together. And when we start to really become aware of these own cycles within ourselves, that is the ultimate superpower. So this is just a little bit. If you want to dive into it deeper, comment down below, and I would love to dive into each of these in more depths. It's been my own journey around this started over 4 years ago, and I got off of birth control and have been actively charting my cycles specifically to abstain from getting pregnant, but you can also utilize this to conceive, and it is game changing, life changing, so profound yet so simple. So I hope that you receive this information well, and if you have any questions, please comment below. You can also find me on social media at Aspen Valley